Okay. So when you guys are absent, I try really hard to make recordings, but it doesn't always work, and for some reason my new laptop doesn't tie in. So anyway, this is a nice image of what the Sky Islands look like. We're going to be down in this region here, okay? And the video talked about biodiversity influences, how you have animals coming in from all these different regions. It also talked about life zones. We're going to be seeing all the life zones that they talked about in the video. And there's a lot of really special animals. One of them, unfortunately, we probably won't see is the elegant trogon. We're going to try, though. There's a very famous bird watching spot at South Fork Campground. I've seen it twice at the wrong time of year, so I'm hoping maybe it'll come a couple weeks early. It's a tropical bird that can only be found in this one campground. So crazy birders will drive there, get out of the car, find the bird, check it off their list, get back in the car and leave. So, but it is really fantastic. But the fact that there are jaguars there, they haven't been seen at the station for quite some time, but there's a lot of other special animals that we're going to get to see. So 5 of the 9 desert life zones we're going to see. There's about 375 recorded bird species, 25% of all U.S. ant species, 50% of the U.S. bat species, and 75% of the U.S. hummingbird species. And there are more raptors, so hawks and eagles and pretty much anything else with a curved beak and talons. Any cool bird, essentially. There's more of them there than anywhere else in the United States. So it's this really neat confluence. Has an interesting history. So it used to be a ranch, and you'll learn more about that ranch as you read Weldon Heald's book about the Chiricahua Sky Islands. And a man named Dr. Montcazier, he was a chairman of the Department of Insects and Spiders, and he actually wanted to buy it for the American Museum of Natural History because he went out there and he was just blown away by the diversity of the area. So he couldn't afford it, and he got David Rockefeller to buy it. So David Rockefeller, he bought it, and he donated the funding to the American Natural History Museum. So there are a lot of interesting visitors. So this is the welcome mat at the station office. We probably won't run into too many of them, but there are black-tailed rattlesnakes, and we do have to be careful. So we're going to look where we walk. It's still going to be a little cold for reptiles. We still are going to go try to do some night driving. So night driving, what that is a bunch of nerds get in a car with headlamps and hooks, and they drive on an empty highway at night, and the blacktop heats up during the day, and reptiles crawl out there to keep warm at night, and you drive really slowly. You see something, you jump out. So really, really, really fun. There's a lot of research that's come out of the station. They're not entirely sure how much they're trying to keep track of it, but in 2016 alone, there was 55 research projects going on. And there's more than 1,000 publications that have come out of work from the station. There's a lot of classes that visit the station yearly. One of them is the Cal Poly Herpetology Workshop. So Cal Poly Pomona is actually one of my alma maters, and my master's advisor, he used to take the class that we're doing now out there, but since he retired, now there's a herpetology class that goes out there. So we're resurrecting the class. So they do host not only researchers there, but they do host classes from universities. Okay. The Southwestern Research Station, we kind of abbreviate it as SWRS. They actually have their own classes that they offer too. And they give seminars, they give tours to different people. There's groups that come out, they do outreach. There's just a lot of different things. We might be able to do some leopard frog surveys while we're out there. So I'm talking to the station director about all these different things that we can do while we're there, just to kind of get you guys into it. And of course the climate station network as well, that they briefly talked about in the video. These are some really neat characters that we might get a chance to see. I've seen a coatimundi, that's this guy, a couple times while I was in Arizona. Ringtail cats, are probably the most adorable thing known to mankind, and every time I've gone to the station, I've seen them. Both of these are mainly nocturnal animals. Horned lizards, we may be a little early for them. Adorable. They have some really interesting defense strategies, and we'll learn more about it. The old station director, Wadebrook, he studied them, and now he's in Australia studying the thorny devil. We may or may not see Gila monsters. We definitely will see them when we are at the Sonoran Desert Museum. Okay, so you guys are guaranteed to see a lot of these animals in some way. And then this ocelot here. At nighttime, we're going to use flashlights. We may even bring a white sheet and a UV lamp, set it out, and see what comes to visit. So we will be together, but we do need to make sure we're paying attention. I've had many encounters with skunks at night. There are these really interesting organisms out there that you don't want to get stung by. This is a tarantula hawk wasp, and he actually hunts these tarantulas. He can paralyze them and drag them into his burrow to feed its young. It's pretty gnarly. And then of course our friend the black-tailed rattlesnake. This is the station property. We're going to get an orientation when we go there. There's more buildings there than the last time I was there. There used to be just the triplexes, the residence, and some of the offices and the dining and conference. Now we have an education building, and there's a brand new dorm. So we'll get a chance to stay at the brand new dorm, which I hear is really nice for a field station. So, and since we don't have to cook our own meals, that gives us a lot of time just to focus on learning. This is just some information, which I'll give you more of. Meals are promptly at 7:30, noon, and 6 p.m. There's quiet time after 10. They do have a pool, and the pool's fed by a natural spring. It's going to be colder than you could possibly imagine, but I usually jump in it anyway. Just be careful. I got a giant water beetle down my pants once in there, so you are warned. They recycle, and we usually don't have keys out there. We don't really lock anything. No smoking, no perfumes, no flushing strange things down the toilet. We'll learn more about the rules when we get there. Okay, about the class. 3 semester credits. And when I thought we might have 12, we could have gotten it down to $1,000, but with a lot of finagling, it's still going to be $1,200, so that's good. So let's see. Again, our field trip is going to be from February 25th to March 4th. Oh, and we're going to go to the Chiricahua National Monument right there. These are our textbooks. We already sort of talked about that. After the field trip, you're going to turn in your field journals, and you're going to do a CES event for the campus and or promotional video. So I don't remember what year this was, but we were measuring pine cones. So this is the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum, and at 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. February 26th, that's when the course officially starts. That's when you need to start writing in your notebook. You're going to keep track of the things that you do every day. I'm interested in your perceptions of things, and you're going to keep track of the different animals that you're going to see as well, and plants and insects. A bunch of my friends back in the day. There's a lot, like bighorn sheep here. You're going to get a chance to see all kinds of different organisms that we may or may not encounter. So you're guaranteed to see some of the really neat fauna. Oh, I always stop at this really bad tourist place. It's a tourist trap called The Thing. So I've inflicted it on many students over the years. So be prepared. It's really lame. My friend Brandon was pretty upset with me. But I like it. This is where the station is. Pretty amazing. We're surrounded by these mountains. They're covered in all kinds of different colors of lichen. This is actually located in Native American Holy Land. So, and when we get there, you'll understand why that is. This is inside of the main dining area. So that's a group of us eating. So it's kind of a cafeteria style. They have a little area to relax. like a little conference area. There are no cell phones that work out there, essentially. They do have pay phones, and you can get calling cards. So there's actually toilets to sit on in the pay phones. That's why my friend Holly and I got our pictures taken. They have swings, so we can play too. There's really no nightlife in the area other than biological nightlife, so we're going to be nerding out. This is outside some of the old triplexes, a bunch of us studying, and this is kind of, as I see it, the general course, what do you call it? Kind of like our schedule, but it's going to change a little bit. The first day, we're going to go to the Chihuahua National Monument, which is this incredible geological wonder. We're going to go to South Fork Campground, and this is where we go to look for this guy, the elegant trogon. And we're going to explore the station grounds. We're going to go down to the Portal Bahada and fossil beds. So every time I've gone to the fossil beds, I've found fossils. So pretty neat. I need to ask the station director about kind of what the rules are, whether or not we're allowed to bring anything. We were with a geologist when I went, so he didn't let us take anything. Okay, Tuesday, mainly exploring the station grounds a little bit more, and then in the evening, a laboratory practical. We'll have that set up in the educational building, and I'll make sure that the specimens that you'll be tested on are available for you to study, hopefully by the first day. I just need to coordinate. Oh, and this is Dr. Bryant and I pretending that we're asleep. Dr. Bryant has a lot of really great materials that he has also shared with me for the class, like a plant identification key for people who are not that into plants. So I thought that that would be really helpful. And this is Dr. Moriarty and my buddy Holly. So Wednesday through Friday we have the field project. So I'm going to give you an ecological question. We'll probably talk about it before we get there instead of me hitting you with it like we used to with the Cal Poly class. So in the morning we collect data. Afternoon we analyze data. And then in the evening, we present the results. And this is in the old conference building. We have a new educational center. I have no idea what it looks like, so I'm really excited. So do bring your laptops. There's going to be a lot of bird watching to do. It's a little early in the season, but there should be plenty of birds that are starting their migration in. The hummingbirds are amazing. So we spent a lot of time just watching them at the feeders. And then at night, at those same feeders, there's bats that come in and they drink the sugary water. These are pictures that myself and my buddy Jeff actually took. So that's our skunk that kept visiting us every night, and some ringtail cats. These are taken with an old Palm Pilot, so they have really, really bad resolution. These are just a few specimens from when we went night driving, my buddy Jeff and I. Notice that red touches yellow. Yeah, I almost picked that one up. So red touches yellow, kills a fellow. Red touches black, friend of Jack. So that is a desert coral snake. It's very cool. And then finally, we will return to Pennsylvania and turn in our field notebooks, and then you guys will organize and present a CES event. So, and if you're available, I think we've been invited to speak at the sophomore seminar too. So. Let's see. What else? I'm going to take you to our website now and kind of show you a little bit. Your course materials by week are going to be found here. So this is the information from this week, the intro presentation that I basically just gave. The link to the Chiricahua documentary that you guys are going to watch before next week. And below that, there's actually going to be questions, and you'll go in and answer those. This is really important. I need you guys to do this as soon as possible because the station director and the university needs this information. So if you were to go in here, I just need things like your name and your cell phone number, your emergency contact. So I've given you my mom as an example. So what's their name, what's their relationship, and cell phone number and or landline, just so that we have that information. Really important, and I will keep this totally anonymous, but if you do have some sort of a health issue, particularly if you have some sort of medication that needs to be refrigerated or an injectable medication of some kind, or some sort of special accessibility device, let me know so I can arrange it with the station. Okay? Allergies. I need to know, are you allergic to bees? Are you allergic to emergency medication of some kind that if you were to get hurt and they were to give you something, it would hurt you? Do you have like massive allergies to a certain type of food? And dietary restrictions. They can accommodate non-vegetarians, so just, like regular folks that are omnivores. They can accommodate vegetarians. If you want no red meat, they can do that as well. If you have some other dietary restriction, please let me know there so that we can figure it out in the station. If need be, we can buy some food while we're in Tucson to help supplement what they have at the station. I know that I have mild celiac disease, so I have to have a gluten-free diet, which is a major pain in the butt. Okay? Do you have that too? Oh, yay! It's so rare to run into someone else. I'm coming up on my 10-year anniversary.
I just got one. I love it.
Oh, really? Yeah, congratulations. I know, it's terrible. So make sure that you guys do that. It's worth points. Basically, if you fill it out, you're going to get points for it. Okay, another thing. It's going to tell me I didn't do anything. Ha. Another thing that we should do now is alternate class scheduling. So hopefully you've brought your schedules. I already know when Emily's in class, so I've put her in. Sometimes it overlaps with classes that I'm teaching. So if you guys brought your laptops, you could bust it out. It's a link that I've made it shareable, I've made it editable, that you can put your information directly on here. And so anywhere that's not highlighted, that means that we should be able to schedule a class there, okay? And so I'm still recording. I'm going to turn it off. Emily, I'll post the updated schedule.